You're about to discover why 97% of American homeowners are unknowingly destroying their lawns right now, and it's costing them thousands of dollars every single year. The fertilizer companies and big box garden centers don't want you to know these 5 mistakes because their entire business model depends on you failing, buying more products, and starting over season after season. I'm going to expose each one and give you the exact fixes that master gardeners and university turf programs have been using for decades. And mistake number 3 is single-handedly responsible for more dead grass than every other problem combined. Stay locked in, because by the end of this video, you'll know more about proper lawn care than 90% of the people giving advice at your local garden center, and your grass is going to prove it. Mistake number 5. You're mowing your grass way too short, and it's slowly killing your lawn from the roots up. Most homeowners think cutting. Grass short means less mowing and a cleaner look. It seems logical, right? Cut it down to 2 inches or less, and you won't have to mow again for a while. But here's the hidden truth that changes everything. When you scalp your grass that short, you're removing the majority of the blade's surface area that conducts photosynthesis. Grass needs those longer blades to produce energy, grow deep roots, and defend itself against weeds, disease, and drought stress. Short grass means shallow roots, and shallow roots mean your lawn is one hot week away from turning brown and dying. Turf scientists at major university extension programs confirm that cutting grass too short is one of the fastest ways to weaken your entire lawn ecosystem. The grass becomes stressed, stops growing thick and dense, and suddenly you've got bare patches where crabgrass and dandelions move in like they own the place. Here's your fix, and you can do this on your very next mow. Set your mower deck to 3.5 to 4 inches for cool season grasses like fescue, bluegrass, and ryegrass. For warm season grasses like Bermuda and zoysia, go with 2.5 to 3 inches. Follow the 1/3 rule. Never remove more than 1/3 of the blade height in a single mowing. This keeps your grass in active growth mode instead of shock and recovery mode. The result? Within 2 to 3 weeks, you'll notice thicker, greener grass that crowds out weeds naturally. Your lawn will stay green longer during dry spells because those deep roots are reaching moisture that shallow-rooted lawns can't access. Picture walking barefoot across grass so thick and lush it feels like carpet. That's what proper mowing height does. And this leads perfectly into mistake number 4, which is about what you're doing right after you mow. Mistake number 4, you're bagging your grass clippings, and you're literally throwing away free fertilizer that your lawn is desperately begging for. Garden centers and mower companies have convinced homeowners that a clean lawn means bagging everything up and hauling it to the curb. They've made it seem like clippings cause thatch buildup or make your yard look messy. Here's what's really happening. Grass clippings are about 4% nitrogen by weight. When you bag them and toss them, you're removing nutrients that took energy and resources to create. You're forcing yourself to buy synthetic fertilizers to replace what you just threw away. It's the perfect scam. Fertilizer companies get rich while you work twice as hard and spend money you don't need to spend. Soil studies from agricultural universities show that leaving clippings on your lawn returns up to 30% of your lawn's nitrogen needs back into the soil naturally. Those clippings break down in days, not weeks, and they don't cause thatch. Thatch is caused by over-fertilization, overwatering, and grass stem buildup, not from leaving clippings on the surface. The fix is simple, and it saves you time. Stop bagging, mulch your clippings, or just let them fall. Make sure your mower blades are sharp so the clippings are small and break down faster. If you're mowing at the correct height and frequency, the clippings will be short enough that they disappear into the canopy within a day. The result is a lawn that feeds itself. You'll need less fertilizer, you'll spend less money, and your grass will have a steady supply of slow-release nitrogen every single time you mow. Your neighbors will wonder why your grass looks thick and green, while theirs is thin and struggling. And you'll know it's because you stopped throwing away nature's perfect fertilizer. But here's where most people really mess up, and it's coming in mistake number 3. Mistake number 3, you're watering your lawn every single day, and it's creating a shallow-rooted, disease-prone disaster that's one heat wave away from total failure. This is the big one. This mistake is killing more lawns in America right now than anything else on this list. Most homeowners think grass needs water every day, especially in summer. They see their neighbors running sprinklers every evening, so they do the same thing. It feels responsible. It feels like good lawn care. But daily watering is actually training your grass to be lazy and weak. When you water every day, you're only wetting the top inch or two of soil. The roots stay shallow because they don't need to go deep to find water. It's right there at the surface every single day. Shallow roots mean your grass can't handle stress. The second you go on vacation or there's a watering restriction, your lawn turns brown and dies. And here's the disease part that nobody talks about. Constant moisture on the grass blades, especially in the evening, creates the perfect environment for fungal diseases like brown patch, dollar spot, and Pythium blight. According to turf pathologists and master gardeners across the country, fungal disease thrives in lawns that stay wet too often. You're basically creating a fungus factory every time you water daily. The fix is counterintuitive, but it works like magic. Water deeply but infrequently. Your lawn needs about 1 to 1.5 inches of water per week, including rainfall. Instead of watering every day for 10 minutes, water twice a week for 45 minutes to an hour. This soaks the soil down 6 to 8 inches deep, which forces the roots to grow down, chasing that moisture. Set your sprinklers to run early in the morning, between 4 and 8 a.m., so the grass blades dry out during the day. This prevents fungal growth while still giving your lawn the hydration it needs. The result is transformative. Within a month, your grass will have roots that are 2 to 3 times deeper than before. It'll stay green during droughts. It'll resist disease. It'll feel thicker and more resilient under your feet. You'll actually water less often, and your lawn will look better than it ever has. That's the power of training your grass to be self-sufficient instead of dependent. If this is already changing how you see your lawn, hit like so YouTube shares this with more homeowners who need it. Now let's talk about mistake number 2, and this one is costing you serious money. Mistake number 2. You're applying fertilizer at the wrong time, and you're feeding the weeds while starving your grass. Fertilizer companies want you to think that more is better, and that spring is the time to dump synthetic fertilizer all over your lawn. Walk into any big box store in March or April, and you'll see pallets of high nitrogen fertilizer with labels screaming about fast green up and early spring feeding. It's all marketing designed to get you to buy product when you don't need it. Here's the truth that turf scientists have known for decades. Cool season grasses like fescue, bluegrass, and ryegrass do most of their root growth in fall, not spring. When you blast your lawn with nitrogen in early spring, you're forcing rapid blade growth before the root system is strong enough to support it. The grass grows tall and lush on top, but weak and shallow below. Then summer heat arrives and your lawn crashes because it doesn't have the roots to survive. Even worse, spring fertilization feeds early weeds like crabgrass and clover just as aggressively as it feeds your grass. You're literally paying to grow the weeds you're trying to kill. University extension programs and soil experts agree that fall fertilization, specifically mid-September through November, is when cool season lawns actually need the nitrogen boost. That's when roots are growing deep and storing energy for winter. Spring feeding should be light or skipped entirely. The fix depends on your grass type. For cool season grasses, apply your heaviest fertilizer application in fall. Use a slow-release granular fertilizer with a ratio like 25-5-5 or something similar. In spring, skip the fertilizer entirely or apply a light dose in late May after the grass has naturally greened up. For warm season grasses like Bermuda and Zoysia, fertilize in late spring and summer when they're actively growing, not in fall when they're going dormant. The result is a lawn that grows strong roots instead of weak tops. Your grass will green up naturally in spring without the fertilizer-induced growth spurt that leads to summer die-off. You'll spend less money on fertilizer and see better results. And the weeds won't get the early spring buffet you've been serving them for years. Picture a lawn so thick that weeds can't even find a place to germinate. That's what happens when you fertilize at the right time for your grass, not the right time for the fertilizer company's quarterly earnings. You're clearly someone who actually cares about doing this right. Most people just keep making these mistakes for years. Now here's the number 1 mistake that's costing homeowners more than everything else combined. Mistake number 1. You're using cheap, dull mower blades and you're shredding your grass instead of cutting it cleanly. This is the mistake that quietly destroys lawns and nobody ever talks about it. Most homeowners use the same mower blade for an entire season or longer. The blade gets dull from hitting rocks, roots, and dirt. But the mower still runs, so they figure it's fine. Meanwhile, every single time they mow, they're tearing and ripping the grass instead of making clean cuts. Look closely at your grass tips a day after mowing. If they look brown, frayed, or shredded, your blade is dull. When grass is torn instead of cut, it loses moisture through those ragged wounds. The tips die back and turn brown. The grass is stressed and becomes vulnerable to disease because those open wounds are entry points for pathogens. Master gardeners and turf management professionals will tell you that a sharp blade is the single most important factor in maintaining a healthy lawn. And most people completely ignore it. The grass can't recover from repeated trauma. It stays weak, thin, and discolored no matter what else you do right. Here's your fix, and this is non-negotiable if you want a truly great lawn. Sharpen your mower blade every 20 to 25 hours of mowing. For most homeowners, that means sharpening 2 to 3 times per season. You can do it yourself with a file or grinder, or take it to a hardware store and pay $10. Either way, it's the highest return on investment maintenance task you can do. Better yet, buy 2 or 3 blades and rotate them. Keep sharp blades ready to swap in so you're never mowing with a dull edge. The result is immediate and visible. Your grass will have clean, crisp cuts that heal quickly. The tips will stay green instead of turning brown. Your lawn will look professionally maintained because it's being cut professionally, even if you're doing it yourself. Thick, green, evenly cut grass that makes people stop and ask what you're doing differently. That's the power of a sharp blade. And this brings us full circle to everything we've covered. And there you have it. 5 mistakes that 97% of homeowners are making right now. And you've just learned exactly how to fix every single one of them. Stop scalping your grass and let it grow tall. Stop throwing away free fertilizer by bagging your clippings. Stop watering every day and start training deep roots instead. Stop fertilizing at the wrong time and feeding your weeds. And for the love of thick green grass, stop mowing with dull blades that shred your lawn into oblivion. Fix even half of these and your lawn will look better than it has in years. Fix all of them and you'll have the kind of grass that makes neighbors stop their cars and ask what your secret is. Imagine walking out to a lawn so thick, green, and healthy that you actually look forward to mowing it. That's not a fantasy. That's what happens when you stop following bad advice and start using the techniques that master gardeners and turf scientists have been teaching for decades.